up everyone? So in this video I'm gonna share with you guys my almost 3-year lock journey while I take down this lock hairstyle that I have. My last retwist was I think beginning of February and you can't even really see the parts anymore and I just want to enjoy my hair down. So while I do this, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my whole process that I've been through, how I started, my experience with locticians so far, things you're supposed to use. So stay tuned. Okay, so why did I even decide to go for locks instead of any other hairstyle? Simple. I just wanted something that was going to just take time away from my hands. I'm very lazy when it comes to doing hair. Very expensive for you to get done every maybe 2 weeks or like a month or so. And the stuff that I did like was getting like braids or Senegalese twists. I've always been interested in getting locks, but you know, I just kept doing my research just to make sure this was something that I did want. Not because, like I said, I'm very simple. I'm not like extra or anything when it comes to my hairstyle. I don't really care for weave. I don't care for wigs, especially wigs, because I don't know, I just feel like they can come off your head and it's just like so hot, you know, because obviously it's a cap that you're putting on your head. So, and I did not have the money to get the weaves that I actually wanted. I know, you know, there's like a lot of synthetic hair that you can buy nowadays that looks really good. I personally have itchy scalp sometimes and I feel like human hair was like the best. Like I said, I just don't have the money to do that all the time. So yeah, I did my research and I was like, okay, for the longest time I have loved seeing locks on women, men. Locks and waves, my two favorites. So I was like, okay, maybe I can just start this journey and just see where it takes me. If I end up not liking it, I can always just comb it out before I really commit to stuff like this. But I mean, to be honest, I knew I was gonna like it. So also I just wanted a low maintenance hairstyle that I could wear for like a long period of time. A lot of people actually feel like locks is high maintenance for some reason. I'm not sure where they get that from, but locks is very low maintenance. You don't have to do too much with it. I got my hair done I think beginning of February or end of January, one of the two. No, beginning of February actually. And I got my style. All I had to do was just use my, you can get like a leave-in conditioner that's water. Just spray your hair. This is actually a DIY hairspray, and all I do is just spray my hair every other day and then I put oil. So if you have really dry hair like I do, I tend to oil my hair maybe every day or every other day at least. But if you have oily hair and you don't need it every day, you can literally do it like 3 times a week. So it's really low maintenance. You just get your retwist and you leave your hair alone. I don't like anything that stresses me out or I have to like get up and think about what am I gonna do with my hair. Having natural hair, when I had, you know, when I used to have my afro, it was just a lot of work for me. And again, I'm lazy. I just don't have the time. And I know people get offended when some black people say, oh, my natural hair is just like too much work, which I don't get it. Like, why are you offended? Because it is true, especially if you have 4C, 4B hair, stuff like that. It's a lot of work to maintain it, to go through wash day. No, I did not want to deal with that. Wash my hair, get my retwist, and I'm good to go for the next 2-3 months. In the beginning, when you get it done, you have to go for a retwist maybe at least every month or 6 weeks at the most, because you know, you want to like get to that stage where it's flourishing and it's mature now. And I just wanted a hairstyle that was very unique. I feel like locks is so unique to each person. You can see me and my friend both have locks, but we look so different with our locks. Even if it kind of looks the same, you're still just gonna be so unique with your locks. And also when it comes to having locks and you're starting it, you have different ways you can start it. So I started mine as the coil method. You can start yours with 2-strand twists. You can start yours with, some people do it with braids. I love all of it. And you're parting, if you don't want it to just be straight, you can do triangles, you can do circle. Like there's so many ways you can go around it, which is why doing your research before you start is so necessary, which is why I'm doing this video, to like help you guys out to figure out what you actually want, because I know I did a lot of research before I actually committed to getting my locks done. Now let's talk about the process, the locks process. Okay, like how did I start it, how it's been so far. You obviously have to do your research because you also do want to find the right person to start your locks. Now that person that starts it is probably not going to be the same person to like keep doing your locks or just end it, because one thing I've noticed in like the hairdresser community and just being on TikTok also and seeing people come on the app and share their experience is a lot of these hairdressers they're just very like unprofessional and just have no remorse, to be honest, and they just don't care. it kind of feels like sometimes they're doing you a favor, like you're not even paying them to do their jobs, which is why I said the person that starts it is probably not going to be the one to end it, unless you're like one of the lucky ones to really find someone who takes pride in their job and just takes pride in also treating their clients like, you know, like your family. So yeah, before I started, I did my research and I just could not find someone, especially in the area that we live. We live in a very small city in Cali, so it was really hard for me to find someone as opposed to if we lived in places like LA or San Jose or just the Bay Area in general. So Tommy had his co-worker though, he doesn't work there anymore, so his ex co-worker now, I guess, and he has beautiful locks on his head. And I was like, I asked him, I said, you know, can you ask him and see who does his retwist? And the reason why I asked my husband to be the one to ask him first was because a lot of people like to gatekeep where they get their things done. I don't know why, but, and also you might have a loctician that is not like accepting new clients. You have a lot of people who do that. Once they have their regulars, they don't want anyone new, at least maybe for some time. He was okay with sharing, so I did reach out myself after that, and I was like, you know, who gets your hair done? And he told me. So that was the person that started my look. Super nice lady, very sweet, very funny. Whenever I went for my appointment, it was a blast. You know, I don't really talk much when I go get my hair done, to be honest. I'm just not like, if I don't really know you, I don't really talk much, you know, especially, you know how people be getting deep about their families or like private life. I don't do that. Like, I don't know you like that. We can talk about general stuff. Anyway, like I said, she was funny, very nice. She has beautiful kids, did an amazing job, as you guys can see. If you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me, because I do post pictures and videos of like my locks and just, you know, every part of my journey, not just my hair, but like just as a person also. I think before she started, I did go for a consultation, or I sent her like picture of my hair or a video. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. That was like back in 2020. So I've been in my journey for almost 3 years now. I'm gonna be 3 years in October of this year. I think October 26 or something. She was very patient, and I wanted my locks very small. I actually wanted to get micro locks, like the really tiny ones that you cannot even see, like you can't even see any space in your head. That's the one that I wanted, but that was gonna cost me, I think, almost $2,000. I'm not in the space for that right now. I don't have that money to spend right now, and not just starting it is gonna cost you that. I think also you maintaining it and going for retwists, pretty sure it's still very much expensive than you having like regular locks. So I told her, I said, you know, that's what I wanted. I want something like small, but not as small as that. And she literally started my locks under like $100. I was so surprised. I paid 85 or 95 to like start my locks, which is crazy because I have a lot of hair. If you guys cannot tell, I have a lot of hair on my head. So she was very reasonable and all that, which I loved. So another part of the process is also they will ask you like, how do you want your hair to be sectioned? What type of way do you want to start your locks, which is like the coil, the 2-strand twist, and the braids that I already talked about. If you do go to someone professional and someone who actually cares about what you're trying to say, even if you do not have all the information in the world, because to be honest, I knew nothing about locks other than how they look, and oh my gosh, they look so pretty. That's it. So she gave me a lot of good information, and like I said, asked me my opinion on what I want, and she gave me her own take on it. I actually wanted to start mine as like 2-strand twist because I really loved it. And she basically asked me like, how do you usually like your hair to look? Which is like, do you always like your hair to look neat, right? And she was like, with coils, you can achieve that because I guess they like palm roll your hair. But with 2-strand twists, you get a lot of freeze. So I'm not sure how true that is. So I just like went online, I Googled it, I looked at a lot of people who had 2-strand twist and coils. And I was like, to be honest, I feel like either one I would have went with would have been fine, but I just decided to go with the coils. I was like, okay, let's just do the coils, I guess, because when your hair locks, you're not even gonna see the twist. Like, so what's the point, right? So yeah, that's what I got, and I just like told her to get me like the straight parts, just in case I want to do like a side part, a middle part, and stuff like that. I think the only place where she messed up for me was like, I don't have like a straight side part. Like my side part is really like over here, so it's not like, you know, nice and straight where I can actually have a nice middle part, and even my side part is not like straight. So that's like the only place she messed up my hair, I would say. And also some of my locks, she made it thin than like other ones are like a little bit bigger. So most of them are the same size, but like some of them is just like tiny. In the near future, I feel like I'm gonna have to go to a loctician who's gonna have to like combine some of the locks together so I don't have any like breakage, because that can happen. You see a lot of people's locks like it thins out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to like find a professional who can do that for me and like combine it together. Also, if you want to know how long it takes for them to like start your locks, and when I say how long, I'm talking about timing, right? I think when she started my retwist, it took about 2 hours. She was pretty fast. So if you go to someone who's really fast, and again, I have a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair. When I'm done taking out my hair, you guys are gonna see I have a lot of hair, and she's very fast. And it took her like 2 to 3 hours. But honestly, I feel like it was 2 hours, nothing more than that. So yeah, it's not something where you have to sit down for 6-7 hours for them to get your hair started. And after that, actually, you're onto a good start, because after your hair starts to bud, which is like the process where it starts to like lock, it gets even more easier, because then the ends of your hair is locked. So now all they have to do is like retwist the roots and then palm roll the ends to like make it look neat, and you're good to go. So I forgot to mention another way people can start their locks, because I know a lot of people they're scared of like the ugly stage, which I never went through that. So I'm not gonna like cry down someone else saying they did, because my hair was not like very short when I started. I will say my son, he just started his lock journey. I will say he's probably going through the ugly stage, because he cannot like rock his hair down right now. When I started, I could. My hair wasn't short, you know, it was at a good length where I did not need a hairstyle after I got a retwist to like survive the next few weeks before I get my hair done. So yeah, I was good when it came to that. But a lot of people, because of that ugly stage, tend to start their locks with lock extensions, and that just like, I guess it becomes your hair. And I think I've also heard that when your actual hair gets long, they can take the extensions out. I'm not sure how true that is, because I have not gone through that specific process. But yeah, that's another option you can go through. You don't necessarily have to like grow the locks from your head. Also, before you leave your first appointment, your loctician should let you know how to care for your hair, what types of products to use. That was when she told me, like, you know, you can use the rose water spray, but then I started hearing that rose water actually dries out your hair, and I already have dry hair. So just to be on the safer side, I decided to go with like the Design Essentials leave-in conditioner. Again, the water one, not the creamy one, because when it comes to locks, you don't want to put like cream stuff in your hair that will cause buildup, right? So you always want to, even when it comes to gel, and that's something I'm learning now, because I am actually the one who's going to be doing my son's hair, and I just found out that I'm not as bad as I thought I was when it came to retwist. I'm really like learning like what types of gel you're supposed to use, and it should be like water-based gel, because again, you don't want anything that's going to cause buildup, especially in the beginning stages. So you should have a loctician who teaches you what to do, how to moisturize your hair. If they don't teach you, just do your research. If you're watching this video right now and you're thinking about getting it, get yourself something that has a lot of water in it, or you can make yours at home with distilled water, glycerin, aloe vera gel, and yeah, that's it. That's all you need. That's all I have in here: distilled water, glycerin, and aloe vera gel. Shake it up and you're good to go. So they should tell you not to wash your hair by yourself, obviously, for obvious reasons, because you do not want to unravel your hair. It's just best to leave your hair the way it is, set your next appointment, go to the person so they can wash the hair for you. Another thing, part of the process, is you want to leave your hair alone. You don't want to put extensions in there, especially when you're just starting out. Maybe, yeah, you can wear wigs on your head because it's like short. It's not really at the stage where it's mature now. Hey, a lot of people do them. They, you know, do whatever the hell they want to do. But my advice from things that I have seen, and for me now having this hairstyle, is when you're just starting out your journey, don't do braids in your hair, don't do twists, don't do anything to your hair. Just leave the retwist alone. If you feel like your hair is too short and you just cannot rock your hair the way it is, when you're done getting your retwist, let the person style your hair. Something like this or any other style. You can look up styles on Pinterest, you can look up styles on Google, anywhere, to be honest. You can go on freaking TikTok and look up hairstyles for locks, and you can get some things pop up. But you really do want to leave your hair alone. You don't want to manipulate your hair so much and just like mess with the process, because I just feel like your hair will probably still lock, but it's gonna take some time and just also maybe not even lock the way it was supposed to. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, just leave it alone, because that was the point of you getting into the journey in the first place, right? Because you wanted to get away from all the hectic stuff. So yeah, just leave your hair to do its thing, lock up, and enjoy the process, even quote unquote the ugly stage. Let's talk about my first year struggles and my experience with the locticians that I have had so far. So in the first year, the things that I did struggle with was itchy scalp. Like my scalp was just like so itchy, and of course I have to moisturize my hair 24/7. Now I feel like it's better. Like I don't really have to oil it every single day. It still looks nice and shiny. But when I started, I felt like it was so dry, and I just had to oil my hair every day at least and spray it and all that. Okay, now let's talk about my experience with the locticians that I've had. So the first one that I had, I kind of already gave you guys a snippet when it came to her. Like I said, she was super nice. She's a family person, very funny. So whenever I did go get my hair done, it was a blast. But she had a lot going on. I don't know anything about, you know, her personal life, but she just had a lot of things going on. She will like cancel, or some appointments she will come late, which I'm a very understanding person, so that's fine. I did tolerate all that, even though I feel like a lot of these hairdressers, if you're the one coming late all the time, I don't care if you have 10 kids, they will never be as understanding as we are. Or let me speak for myself, as I am. I'm very understanding, right? I have 2 kids now, and even before I had kids, I'm just one of those people who I'm not dramatic, you know? I get angry very easily, especially if you push me too much. Then it's like, what the hell, right? If I'm showing you grace, you need to show me some grace. You need to like communicate properly. So, you know, most times she's late. I'm like, okay, you know, I'll text her I'm here. She's like, okay, I'm on my way. I have to drop off, da 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 da. Okay, that's cool. She'll get there, get my hair done. And most of my appointments with her, actually, some of them I used to set on my husband's day off, or maybe sometimes if he is going to work like later in the day, I'm like, okay. Or when I just had Ibatima at the time, I will take him to his grandma's house and come back, and go to my appointment. I'm very understanding. I'm always like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Some appointments were canceled, that's cool, that's fine. But the thing that pissed me off with her was when I wanted to like, okay, let's reschedule the appointment, I had to be the one to like text and text and text, and I feel like, damn, like, why do I have to be the one to chase you? Obviously, yeah, I'm the one who wants my hair done, but you cancel the appointment. You get what I'm saying? Or like, why do I have to be the one to chase you? You can even like text me and say, hey, you know, I'm really sorry about that. It's like, the thing also is there's no remorse. You know, it's kind of like you're doing me a favor when you're really not doing me a favor, right? I'm paying you. I don't care how much it is because you set your price, you know? So it's like, you're not doing me a favor. It's your job to get my hair done. I went to her for retwist for almost a year. I don't like to cheer her, and that's another thing a lot of them keep saying is, oh, if you cheer her, you're not gonna come back to me. Well, why is that person cheer hopping exactly? Because I don't see anyone in their right mind who has never had a bad experience with someone feel the need to go to someone else. That person must be really crazy, and like, you just have all the time in the world, because why would you want to do something like that? My last straw with her was I had an appointment and she sent me a different address to go to. Like, okay, cool. I went to the address. There was no like hair shop at the place. You know, I came down my car, I looked around, and I'm like, what the hell did she? I checked the address again. I put the address in my GPS, and it told me you're at the right place. So I'm like confused. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Tried texting this lady. She did not respond. Called her. I'm pretty sure on that day I called that lady more than 40 times. Like, I kept calling her phone. It was ringing, right? It was ringing at first, and I think the next few calls it did not ring, and then the next few ones it rang. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, did you get arrested, or like, God forbid, did you pass away? Like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, she never got back to me. She never picked up my calls. I stayed at the place for like freaking 1 hour. I was at that place for 1 hour because I'm like, okay, maybe she will show up. Maybe it's a place that I'm not seeing. Like, I don't know what's going on. I knew what her car looked like, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait. So I sat in my car for 1 hour. She never showed up. She never returned my call. She never returned my text. Oh, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off. And I left the place and I think I was almost home, or I was home. And then she texted me, right? Talking about, it was something with her kids. I don't even think I responded to her message, to be honest. I think she sent me back my deposit, or I don't even remember if I like sent her something. But I was so pissed off. Like, I'm like, what the hell? It is what it is. I'm cool. So yeah, that was it for me and her. I was like, as much as you're really good at your job and you do my hair really well, if I have to freaking drive to LA to get my hair done, I will drive. But until I really do find someone who respects me and respects my time the same way I respect people's time, I'm not gonna do it. That's okay. Yeah, that was it for me and her. And then I started, like, I went on Instagram, which if you're starting out your journey and you're looking for people, don't just look on these apps. They have style seats and stuff like that. Don't just look on them. Go on TikTok. TikTok is like I think the biggest search engine right now. You can type in your city where you live and like loctician at the end. People are gonna pop up if they do use like a way, if those people know how to use hashtags and stuff like that. Or Instagram is where I literally found all these people that did my hair. So yeah, you just go on Instagram, you put hashtag where it says for you to search, hashtag, and then you put your city. Let's say you live in, I don't know, Houston, right? You put hashtag loctician Houston, Texas, something like that, and they should pop up. So I went on Instagram and then I looked for the lady that became my second loctician, right? So I did book an appointment with her when I found her on Instagram, and I had to cancel the first one that I booked. When I was ready again, I went back to her website. I mean, I texted her. Sorry, she doesn't have a website. You have to text her, right? And she told me when she had like an open slot, and it was for like the next year. I was like, oh crap, I need my hair done like right now. So I still booked that with her because her, you know, her work looked really good and I liked it. I was like, okay, I'll just, you know, book that for like, and my next retwist will be. And for the meantime, I went back on the app and I looked for someone that could get my hair done like right now. And I did ended up finding someone. I was pregnant at the time, and I think I was about 5 months pregnant. 5 months pregnant. So she got my hair done and I was very grateful. And I was like, crap, you know, she's amazing. She does really, really great work. But I already found that other person and I already booked like the next appointment with her. So I couldn't come back to this lady that kind of squeezed me in. So I did not end up going to her. I ended up going to that other person for my next appointment, and I kept going to her. I don't like to chair hop. Like when I find someone, I want to stick with that person and see how it goes. So even though I liked this person that did my retwist, I had to stick with that other person since I already like booked with her and I had to cancel, and I booked again with her. I'm like, okay, let me just ride this wave out and just see how it goes. The reason why I stopped going to her was like after I had the baby, I stopped working and she charged me expensive. So I had to stop going to her, and then I went back to the lady that squeezed me in previously before I kept going to like the new lady, right? So this is like my third loctician now, and I have been going to her ever since. She does a great job. When it comes to communication, she is really bad at communicating. I hate feeling like I need to be the one to double text. I will book my appointment and I will like ask a question and I feel like I had to like double text. And you know, she also has kids, right? But again, I have kids too. So thinking about it, I'm like, when you're running a business, it's really no excuse, you know? Just if you're busy, hey, I'm busy, I'll get back to you. And when you say you're gonna get back to someone and you're running a business, you have a smartphone. You can add like reminders in your phone to remind you about something, right? Or I don't know if it's just me, but to be honest, if I ever say I'm gonna get back to someone, it's just like stuck in my brain to get back to that person. All right, guys, so as you can see, I'm all done. I had to finish this off camera and come back to you guys. guys because it was just a lot of work. Look at this. So I pretty much have a whole new hairstyle. You know, this is like a twist out. It's so pretty. So now I'm gonna spray this and put some oil in my hair. That is really all you have to do with locks. Like, you don't gotta do too much. When I'm ready, I can just leave it like this. You know, you can put like headbands, you can put a clip, you can do your ponytail. Like, you can literally do anything you want to. And if you know how to do styles, even better. You can take down your first style and do another one. I love it. So yeah, this will probably stay in my head for like another month and a half, and then I will book an appointment and go for my lock retwist. So this is pretty much it. Every other day I'm gonna spray it. If I feel like it's dry, I oil it. That's about it. So if you're thinking about getting locks where you're like, oh, it's high maintenance, or people keep saying it is, they're lying to you. This is the simplest thing you can ever do for your hair. You don't gotta do too much. You don't have to worry about much. You just get up, spray your damn hair, oil it, and you're good to go. Go wherever you have to go. Okay, the only extra thing you're gonna have to do is you're into doing your edges. You just slick your edges, tie it down, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. So in conclusion, just do your research, find a good loctician that's at least going to start your locks the proper way. You have the proper parts, and hopefully you have the same sizes with all your locks. That is very important. So make sure you're like involved in the process. Don't find someone who feels like, just because I know everything and I'm the loctician, like, you don't have to give me your opinion or your input. Like, that's a red flag right there, because they're gonna want to control everything and just no. Whenever you feel like, okay, now I feel like I can go for like my retwist, do it. Don't mind people who will say, oh, you have to come to me every single month for a retwist. That's actually another reason why I ended up stopped going to my second loctician, apart from like the money issue, is because she required you to go every single month, right? If it was every 2 months, definitely I could do that, but she required you to go every single month, and I'm like, first of all, my hair is not even rough in a month, and for me to spend $140 every single month to get a retwist, it just did not make sense. So again, when I was working, I obliged to it because I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, I'm working. I don't like to change people every single time. When I stopped working and I had my baby, I'm like, no, I cannot keep up with it. So find your person, and again, do your research, use Instagram, use TikTok, use Google, and just use your own discretion. So I really hope this video helped someone out there who's looking to start their lock journey. I wish you all the luck in the world. If you're looking for more tips about this journey, just leave it in the comment section for me. I will see you guys in the next video. Love y'all.